Thank you, everyone, for coming today. My name is State Representative Erica Thomas, and today is a day that is a little bit different from me. Usually when I'm standing at this podium, I'm helping to defend other people across Georgia. But today, I am sitting here to make clarity and to be very clear about what happened on Friday. I want to make sure that everyone knows that in any way am I backtracking on my statement or am I retracting on anything that I said. On Friday, I was in the grocery store with my 9-year-old daughter, which was supposed to be a joyous occasion because we as a family are teaching her how to be able to get things and buy her own things in the store, and gave her own card. And so we separated our items. She was right behind me. She had her items. I had my items. I was checking out, and a man that I had never seen before, never seen him in the line, I had never seen him, walks up and approaches me and says, "Do you know that you have too many items in this line? Do you know that this is out? This is the item line for 10 items or less?" And I told that man, "I am sorry. I am sorry, sir, but I am 9 months pregnant and I cannot stand for very long periods of time." He then went on to say, "No, what you are is a lazy SOB." I was thrown off guard at that moment. And I looked at him and I said, "You don't know me. You don't know me." And then he said, "Yeah, I know you people. You're ignorant." And that's when he said, and like I said in the thing before, that's when he said and made a reference to, "Go back where you came from." He said it right after he said, "No, I know you people. You're ignorant." And then after that, he kept berating me and harassing me. And that's when I said, and you can see from when the cameras will be put out from Publix, I pointed to the door. And after he said, "Go back," I said, "You go back. You go back. You go out of this grocery store. You get out. You leave me alone. Leave me alone, sir. Leave me alone." I said, "Are you really going to argue with me?" And he said, "Yes, I am," and kept cursing at me, kept berating me. And this goes on for a couple of minutes. And a lady walks up, a Publix lady walks up that works at Publix and tells him to leave several times. And then he leaves out of the store after being told to leave by a Publix employee. That is when I looked around. And I was devastated to see that no one said anything after that. No one said, "Are you okay? Do you need some water? Do you want me to, do you need some help?" That's when I was upset. I started to tear up, but I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. And I was scared for my life because, again, this man left out of the grocery store, came back in the grocery store just to tell me a piece of his mind. I don't know what he came back in with. I don't know any of those things. I was scared for my life. So at that moment, did I call the police? Did I do it? I ran out of that store after I paid for my groceries. I didn't want to spoil my daughter's moment. I let her pay for her groceries with her card. She padded me a card. I put it in the meter. She gave her back her card. She did what she had to do. And then we left. And I looked around outside. All I could say when I was outside, I said, "Hurry up, Coda, please. Let's get these groceries in. Let's get these groceries in." She was like, "Mom, why did he say that? Why did he do that to you? Why would he say those things? I don't understand what's going on." I'm like, "Coda, just get in the car." Not knowing if this man is still in the parking lot, if this man is still trying to do something, not knowing and fearing for my life from what I've seen all over this country where people have just taken justice upon themselves and tried to take justice on themselves and have hurt people. Not knowing what was going to happen to my life next. I got in that car and I left. I called my husband. My husband said, park, Erica, park. You're upset. Park, park. I said, no, I have to get home. I got to get home. I got to get home. I got to get home. I don't want Coda to see me like this. I need to get in the room. I need to sit down. And that's when I got home and I did what I had to do to seek justice, called the police, set up the investigation. The detectives went down there. They investigated. They said that my story corroborated with the stories that were told inside of Kroger from the employees. Inside of Publix, that were told inside of the grocery store from the employees. And I cannot wait till that police report comes out and the video comes out. And that they said, and I quote, they will testify in court against this man. And that is all that I have to say. Thank you. And this is my attorney, Attorney Griggs.
And so what we want to be clear today is that at no point did my client equivocate in what she has told from the very beginning. And what the public needs to understand is this is not a he say, she say. This is a she say with evidence. There were witnesses. We have witnesses. We are endeavoring to get the videotape. We will release the police report once we have that. And this should have never happened, to have a pregnant African-American female to be berated and called a B repeatedly. Now, there's been a lot of conversation online about a clip that was released by a news company here in Atlanta that was not the full clip. But we want to clarify that at no point in the 14-minute interview did she ever equivocate in what happened. You can go watch the 14-minute clip. You can watch her live. You can watch everything. And you will know that she was berated as an African-American female, called a B, and then the individual came back up, told the story again, equivocated in his story, and then told it again, and in that same press conference called her a B again. People are upset because of the nature upon which she was treated. She was treated as an African-American woman by calling her the B word. In our community, that is the worst thing you can call an African-American woman. And for no one to come to her aid, that's appalling. So at this point, we want to make sure that the media is clear on what happened. We have taken all appropriate steps to contact local authorities. We will continue to cooperate with local authorities. We're asking for Publix to release the surveillance footage, which corroborates what my client is saying, and we're asking for the witnesses to be prepared to testify in court. We would ask the media to be respectful of her time and her condition and the fact that she should be treated like any other citizen who has been verbally attacked. This individual violated Georgia law by placing her in reasonable fear of receiving a violent injury. That is a crime in this state. He also did it in the presence of a child, which is also a crime in this state. So we're asking for law enforcement to act and to act swiftly. And for all of the individuals that are playing sideline detectives online, we would ask you to investigate all of the clips and wait for the police report and the real investigators to complete their investigation. We just want her to know that she is surrounded by individuals that will protect her. This is not 1955. It's not 1965. It's 2019. We don't care what the climate is in this country. In Georgia, the birthplace of civil rights, we know how to respond and we know how to uplift and hold our citizens close. So with that, I want it clear. At no point did my client ever backtrack on any of her statements, period. She said he referenced go back. She said that he said to go back where you came from, and there are witnesses that will corroborate that. At this point, we're not taking any questions. We do appreciate the media coming. We would like that particular media outlet to clarify the statements that are out in the public, and we want to make sure that the truth comes out. And so with that, we're going to conclude the press conference.